Welcome to the Instant Wrestling Report. Alongside my partners Quad, Robert, and Ryan, I'm your host J-Man. So on today's edition, we're going to a 2011 TNA Against All Odds review. Just got off the air with the pay-per-view. It started out, they had the announcers explain that Generation Me wasn't going to be able to make the pay-per-view. It had travel issues. So the number one contender for the X-Title Triple Threat was going to be changed. Well, not changed. They had Robbie E come out and say that he was the winner or whatever. Ended up having an impromptu X Division title match with Kaz and Robbie E. Really not too much to say here. Wasn't too spectacular starting out. Usually TNA starts out with a pretty decent match, but Kaz gets the win. Less than 10 minutes. Really not too much to say here. Had to with a reverse tombstone, so Kaz keeps his X Division championship there. Moving on, we had a 6-man tag match with Beer Money and Scott Steiner versus Rob Terry and Gunnar and Murphy.
Yeah, this set up, Immortal versus Fortune, the two big factions. As we all know, a couple weeks ago, Fortune broke away from Immortal. Steiner did an okay job. Obviously, Beer Money's the greatest tag team in TNA right now. They had the worst members of Immortal out there, Gunnar, Murphy, and Rob Terry, the Freak.
Yeah.
It started off kind of slow. In the middle of the match, you had Rob Terry having a standoff muscle whatever with freaking Scott Steiner. It was retarded. It's a waste of time. It just about 5 minutes. Then Steiner low blowed him, and Scott Steiner was kind of vintage. He did the Frankensteiner off the top rope. Fortune ended up getting the win, so it wasn't too bad, but it could have been a lot better.
Yeah. Moving on to the third match we had here, we had Samoa Joe versus D'Angelo Dinero.
With this match, I thought it was going to be a little bit better than what really happened. There kind of was a lot of cat and mouse going on in the beginning with Pope, and Pope had Pope's going to kill you on the back of his truck, so I thought that was kind of humorous. But they did a lot of running and chasing around. Pope said he was going to leave, and then Okada, I guess as I call him, Okada came out and looking like Kato, I guess. Threw him back in there and got him back in there, and they had a little go back and forth, and then Joe threw him in the Kikina clutch, and Pope just tapped instantly.
Yeah.
Like there was no struggle, he just let it go.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, Pope wanted to shake hands like there was nothing going on, and then he kind of jumped him, did the D'Angelo Dinero Express into the corner with out of the ring pad, or whatever. Joe busted open, and he looked like he really did want to kill someone. But okay match, not nothing real spectacular in this one either. I was hoping for more, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, looks like they're probably going to continue that down the road.
Did.
Next up, we had a last knockout standing match for the Knockouts Championship. We had champion Madison Rayne versus Mickie James.
This match was okay. Nothing. It's a women's TNA match. Nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
It ended where Mickie took off Madison's glove and hit Tara. Ref went to check on Tara.
Yeah. Madison
pulled the brass nuts out of her shoe.
Yeah.
Which is probably very uncomfortable, but hits Mickie in the face and then in the match.
But it makes absolutely no sense when you had, it's a no DQ obviously with the last knockout standing, and you have, having to hide behind the ref and use a 4-knot. It's like it's a no DQ match. Absolutely makes no sense. So kind of another
pointless match
there.
They could have done something so much better.
Next match, to actually kind of bring up the quality here a little bit, we had RVD versus Matt Hardy.
I was actually surprised about this. They actually did a pretty solid job. Matt Hardy actually is slimmed down, looks a lot better than what he used to. Doesn't have those goofy looking dreads. His teeth still look kind of bizarre, but whatever. But yeah, him and RVD had himself a solid little go back and forth, and it was a lot better than their first match. And it ended with a 5-star frog splash, and it looks like RVD's on his way to bigger and better things, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I did not expect this out of Matt Hardy. I was expecting this kind of to be a little, throw together match. But up to this time, it was probably the best match, of the night. So
yeah, it's pretty well done. Next, we had a street fight now between Bully Ray and Brother Devon, and then they were talking about getting their kids involved there. But can't say about that.
Before the match started, Devon told his kids to stay backstage. He would take care of it. Bully Ray comes out first, kind of hides up on the stage. Devon comes out looking around, couldn't find him, and he tries to attack him, and Devon started beating him a little bit. You would think ECW guys in a street fight, it would have got real bloody. It really didn't. They were kind of back and forth, used some weapons, some trash cans, kendo stick. Devon's kids came out, tried to get involved. It ended up being they had a table in the ring, which the table looked like it was getting ready to fall apart.
Yeah.
And the kids start beating on Bully Ray a little bit. Bully Ray ended up handcuffing Devon in the corner, and his kid was trying to help him. Bully Ray tried to was beating on the kids. He ended up picking one of Devon's sons up and throwing him to a table.
Yeah.
Right in front of his, their dad, to handcuff to the ring.
Played it off like it was the most brutal.
Yeah, they played this off.
Like he was paralyzed.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was
May Young
dead.
went through a table.
Yeah. I mean, they
put him on a stretcher.
Brought a stretcher out, the neck brace out, the whole crowd was quiet, the announcers were quiet. I mean, it was just like, you think he would die.
Yeah, it looks
Devon was on the ground like
beating the ground and crying in the corner. It was horrible.
Yeah. Next up there, we had our crazy stipulation match on this Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett, where it was if Kurt Angle gets the win, then he gets the custody of his kids, or if Jeff Jarrett wins, then he gets, to have Karen walk down on March 3rd, and what's say about that.
This match was very interesting.
Yeah.
It was a very good match. In my opinion, this was probably the best match of the card. Just the way they went back and forth, a lot of close pins.
Yeah.
I think we counted 3 or 4 of them.
Really close near falls, yeah.
And Karen got robbed alive.
The stupid Karen thing, and then the ref getting knocked out a couple times. It ended with Jarrett doing a quick roll on him when Angle had an ankle lock on him. And then they went up on the ramp, and they showed Jeff and Karen. And then they went back to the ring, and Kurt took off his boots, left him in the ring.
Which they were all, referring to as this
might
be it.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's it. The way he walked out, left his boots, this is it. We're done after he walked out.
Angle won't retire like that.
I don't think he'll walk away like that, but...
Yeah, I sure hope that's not his last match, and I really don't think it is, but I think it's just something to lead on to with now this continuing feud there. All right, the main event now, we have our ladder match for the TNA World title. We have champion Mr. Anderson versus Jeff Hardy. I think this is Mr. Anderson's, second title defense now against the exact same person. Actually have Jeff Hardy getting the win here, new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. In my honest opinion, I really think that Jeff Hardy would have never dropped this title if he would not have his, things going on, legal troubles that he's had going on, all these court things.
All they got postponed, so
all got postponed. Maybe TNA was thinking he actually was probably gonna, either do this or do that, or not gonna be able to make their, be their world champion. And I really think that they're gonna have this all solved now. And I never thought that Jeff Hardy was going to lose it. I really didn't think he was going to lose it, back at Anderson at Genesis, but he ended up losing it here, and we haven't.
And obviously, they never changed the title at all. It's been Jeff Hardy's title the whole time, so it's pretty obvious that somewhere along the line, Jeff was getting it back. Yeah. I know Anderson talked about changing the title, but they never did.
Never did.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a stoop. I felt like they let Anderson be the scapegoat and let him hold the title until Jeff Hardy got it back. I thought that was a really, really just awful move, and I really just think this is really just a total mess right now with TNA. I was actually enjoying what they were doing with Anderson as a champion. I would have just gave him the other title and just let him have a run at it for a while. And Jeff Hardy that match they had, the finish was botched. It wasn't just up to par with any ladder matches that he has. This wasn't impressive in my opinion at all, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they did some botched spots, but I know the very end kind of we thought was botched.
Oh, definitely.
To me, it actually brought a little bit more to it because it made a little more, shock.
It made you hate Jeff Hardy more. That's
that too. I mean, it's just because look at the time. Hey, this match should be over, and when you botched it, it's like, wait a minute, why isn't this match over?
No.
I didn't know if we were gonna have a replay of Halloween Havoc where they had to finish a match on Raw, but you never
on Nitro.
Yeah, but no, they Hardy got the ladder one up. It kind of craps on Anderson not giving him a longer title run, but maybe he'll get it back and have a longer title run.
I'm going on record right here on the IWRshow. Next pay-per-view is going to be AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy.
I'd be happy with that.
I think everybody at this table would be happy with that, and then hopefully it goes back.
I can see Van Dam.
Unfortunately, it's probably
going to be a triple. I could see a triple threat also.
Hardy, Van Dam, and so I do see something them doing with Van Dam, especially the way they've been hitting, wanting to get RVD to get back against Jeff Hardy.
But if you put RVD, Hardy, and AJ Styles, it's kind of a dream match a lot of people want to see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if they did do that, we have a new champion again next month in the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Hey, that'd be 3 months in a row with new champions.
Hey, why not?
Too, yeah. All right, that will wrap up our 2011 TNA Against All Odds review. Thank you for watching the Instant Wrestling Report, your source for professional wrestling news, information, and opinions instantly.